The boundary line, bathed in sunshine here at the Netpar Training Centre. Another return to Boundary Park this Sunday. Sheffield Eagles are in town and we have two familiar faces, hopefully back in contention after injury. Kieran Dixon and Matty Wildie both with us. Gentlemen, fantastic to see you. Fitness update first, are you both raring to go?
Yeah, I'm itching at the bit. Been a long while since I've been able to train with the lads and even play, so I'm just looking forward to having a solid week training this week and getting my name out there ready to go for Sunday, hopefully.
Matty, you underwent surgery, but your recovery's been pretty swift, hasn't it?
Yeah, pretty good. I haven't lost my legs, so I've been able to do a lot of running, and the past probably 3 or 4 weeks I've been slowly dipping into the team and sort of team training, and like Kieran just said, I'm chomping at the bit to get back.
So two big names back in contention. We've also got a new signing which we will hear from in Morgan Smith in just a moment, and our weekly interview with the head coach Sean Long coming up. First, guys, let's react. I know both of you weren't playing, but you were both there for the win over Widnes. You were on and off the pitch like a player in the yellow trainer's jersey. I could tell you were chomping at the bit. How good a performance was that from the guys, Matty?
Yeah, really solid. Widnes just picked up a really decent win the week before against Toulouse, and we knew what danger they posed, and I thought our defence were fantastic and probably up there with one of the best defensive games of the year. So it's something to build on and something that we want to keep up there, and we'll be looking to do that Sunday.
What did you make of it watching on?
No, it was a good game to watch. I think it was a field. To talk about the field first, it was a huge field, really wide, really long, and I think, like I said, Wildie said there, the defence kind of wins your games really, and then just to watch how good we played was just nice to see. Hopefully we can replicate that again this week.
Can I ask you about someone who's been playing in your position as well in Mathieu Paul's, a young, very raw Frenchman, blistering pace. Mm-hmm. 5 tries in 5. As a fellow winger, what have you made of his impact so far?
You said it there. I think 5 tries in 5 games I don't think he gets much better than that. He's come in, slotted in really well into the squad. Like I said, he's a really nice bloke on and off the field. So I'm excited to train with him properly and hopefully take the field with him in the next few weeks. And yeah, as a player, I think that's all you can ask for, is someone to come in and give their all. And I think you can't question that he's done that. And hopefully it continues.
We're back at Boundary Park this coming Sunday. Further build up to that in just a moment. There's loads of options for you if you haven't got your tickets yet. Make sure you book online. There's also hospitality available. We've got special discounted corporate boxes as well, 10 of you for 650 quid with all the food, all the shebang as well. So get online and make sure you book those as well. Let's hear next. We'll just pause and hear from the head coach, because I've been chatting this week. A look back on the Widnes win and a look ahead to Sheffield with our main man Sean Long. Sean, fantastic win at the weekend. How has this week been since backing up after a terrific performance on Sunday?
Yeah, it's been good, George. It's great to get the win. You know, it's a different venue at Sedgley, but the lads really enjoyed playing there. But it's great to be back at home this week. We've been on the road for a while, and it's great to get back in front of our fans. So week's prep's been good, and we're looking forward to another big game at Boundary Park against Sheffield.
You said after the game against Widnes that you couldn't really find fault in it. I'm sure you've watched it back a few times since. Have you been able to find anything that you identify you want to work on?
Yeah, it's a couple of things, but it's only just minor details. You know, I thought we got the effort right, and then the idea was really good. There is some tidy ups and some learnings where I felt like our good ball attack was a little bit clunky, but we're working on that this week.
We're speaking to you with a couple of training sessions still to go ahead of the weekend, so you might not be able to answer this, but you were hopeful that Matty Wildie and Kieran Dixon were almost there. Is that still the case in terms of being available?
Yeah, Wildie's available, Kieran Dixon and Gil Dudson's are all available. They train really hard in the time they've been off, and the weekend they absolutely flogged themselves on Friday and Sunday. So yeah, hopefully they get through training this week, and they'll be in the side if they get through training. Yeah, so all good.
And does it feel almost like you're starting to have a completely different squad than you had a month, 6 weeks ago, when injuries were just ripping through your team?
Yeah, you know, it was tough. It was tough at times when we only had 16, 17 fit players and we got a big squad. So it was tough, but we battled through and we had some really, you know, hard victories, and you know, sometimes it's just all about getting the win, like the Halifax one at Bradford. So, you know, we took a lot out of that, but you know, you can get complacent a little bit if you think that now these players are coming back, then everything's rosy. You can't do that, and we can't do that. We've got to think, you know, as long as we get the effort right and, you know, working hard for each other, and then when you put the players in who's come back from injury, who we've missed, then, you know, hopefully that'll take us to another level, and we need to do that going forward into the next few games.
So we're back at Boundary Park, which is big for everyone. That will feel like home. In terms of the opposition, this is a team who gave your guys a real go, you know, only pulling away at the end to clinch that game away from home.
Yeah, they were really physical early doors in the first half. It was against the wind, and you know, they actually bashed us a little bit, and it was only the second half where we started completing our sets and hand the ball over on our terms, and we felt like we had a bit of momentum. We could start pulling some shapes on, but I think, yeah, we're expecting another physical game. You know, they got a big pack, good outside backs, and yeah, we've got to be on our mettle this week, otherwise it's potential banana skin. And I don't think where they sit in the table reflects how they're playing. They play really good, especially against Batley and York for the first half. So yeah, we know we're in for a tough game, and we've got to turn up with the right attitude.
And a final one on that. I know you like to target kind of mini blocks of fixtures. You've got great back-to-back victories away at Oldham against Halifax and then against Widnes. I'm sure you'll have targeted this one, and then it's 3 in a row going back to Bradford to take on the Bulls.
Yeah. Obviously, we blocked it out into 2 6-game blocks. So yeah, we're halfway through the first block of 6. But you kind of spoke with the lads, but you kind of like, we have got this block, but you don't want to focus too much on what's in the future. You've got to focus on each game and take each game as it comes, and you know, we'll be doing that this week, and I'll worry about Bradford another time.
All the best, boss. Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
So that's Sean Long speaking to me a little earlier on. Really keen to get into this ahead of Sheffield. So let's focus on that, Matty. Of course, that was the game you did your injury, so we'll come back to that in a moment. They're a good team. Sean saying in that interview that he thinks they're a better side than potentially what their league position is at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think the results probably haven't helped the way that they've sort of been performing, because they've been performing pretty well. And games haven't really gone away from them until like sort of late on. So we know we're going to have to be playing for 80 minutes. And yeah, we're expecting a physical and a tough challenge on Sunday.
What do you remember about that game, other than the pain you were in and the fact that you scored a try with a broken arm?
I just remember it being a tough game. I think, like you said, their league position probably doesn't suit the way they play rugby. They're a strong side, a lot of good players throughout the squad. So there's a challenge that might look a little bit different to what the league table shows. So I think that in itself is something you've got to take into consideration, and that's the way we prep through the week for us. It's understanding that they're not just a walkover team. It's going to be a hard fight, and yeah, we've got to be ready for that the tough battle.
And of course, an interesting side issue to this is the transfer news this week, in that one halfback's gone one way, with Danny Craven going to Sheffield and Morgan Smith coming this way to play with Oldham. And I've been speaking to our latest recruit. Morgan, welcome to Oldham.
Thank you.
This seems to have happened quite quick. How are you feeling about being here?
Yeah, excited. I've not played in a while, but yeah, this is, like you say, happened quite quick in a matter of days really. Excited to get going with lads, and obviously, as I said, I haven't played in a while, so get a game under my belt as well.
You've met your teammates just briefly. We're talking to your first training session. What are your first impressions of this mob?
No, I know quite a lot from before, like Dicko, Tash, Wildie, so luckily I knew some familiar faces coming into it, but no, they've welcomed me in, and yeah, they seem a good group of lads, and the togetherness is there.
You're chomping at the bit for a game, but you do arrive with some real pedigree, both in Super League and at the top end of the Championship. What do you hope you can bring to what's here already at Oldham?
Like I say, Oldham are a top team as is. It's good to be coming to a top team, and hopefully I can add my little bit into the group and help us win games.
What kind of halfback are you for Oldham fans who might not have seen you play, or when they've seen you play not paid as much attention as they will do now you're wearing the Oldham badge? What kind of halfback are you?
I don't mind running. When I was back at Fev 2021, back in Champ then, I scored quite a few tries just backing myself, and that's what I plan to do. Here, obviously, Drinky, he's a really good quality half. He's vastly experienced, and he's like the general what I've seen from this year. So if I can jump up back a Drinky and do my bit, I think we'll go well.
I've seen even on your first session here, he's been yapping in your ear already. That partnership, that relationship could be quite key for us.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, as a spine, you need your spine clicking, and 9 times out of 10 when your spine clicks, you win games. So hopefully we can hit the ground running when the first game comes around, and get that win.
It's not like Gil Dudson to want to get himself into an interview that has absolutely nothing to do with him. What about your personal ambitions as a player? What are you still wanting to achieve? You've hopefully got your best years still to come.
Yeah, I've just turned 27 in April, so you want to play at the highest level you can for as long as possible. Last 2 years haven't been the greatest. Wakefield obviously got relegated, difficult circumstances, and last year same again with RLFC. So I've had that experience again in Super League, but albeit not great. But there's always lessons to come with, especially seasons like that, and hopefully I've grown as a player and as a person, and this year we can push on and hopefully push for that promotion.
Well, it's great to see you here. Welcome to Oldham.
Cheers, thank you.
That was Morgan Smith joining us for training for the first time. A guy, Matty, you'll notice, that's someone ringing you, by the way.
I put my watch on silent. It weren't very silent. Oh my God, sorry.
We won't edit that out, we'll leave that in there. You'll know him from Featherstone, right?
Yeah, played with him under Brian McDermott at Featherstone in 2022, I believe.
He scored it.
Yeah,
was that the season he scored a lot of tries?
Yeah, I think him and Riley Jacks were the both top scorers in the league. So he's a dangerous player. Someone I'm looking forward to working with again. Obviously, I wish Danny all the best with his move, and he's been great for us. Yeah. But yeah, we look ahead now, and Morgan comes in, and I'm sure he'll do well.
You were telling me you played with him as well.
Yeah, played with Smithy back in London.
Wow.
Many moons ago. No, I got along with him really well. He's a great lad on and off the field, and I'm excited to get to play with him again. I like the way he plays rugby. I like the way he runs into the line, and he can square up players. And it was when I played a little bit of fullback. Yeah. So having a half that does that, it helps you massively. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do for us.
Let's wrap up with focusing on Sunday then. How big is it to be back, Matty, at back? I know you both love playing there. It was a home game on Sunday, but it wasn't really. Circumstances out of our control, as you know. We had to play a one-off game at Sedgley Park, who, by the way, were brilliant in helping us get that game on. All the staff at Sedgley Park, fantastic. While the pitch was being redone at Boundary Park. What kind of edge does it give you guys when you're coming out and seeing that venue, that pitch, that support to be back home? And there's only 4 home games of the regular season left.
Yeah, I think if I remember rightly, last year we did pretty similar. Came back to Boundary Park after a long time away, and it was massive. The field were immaculate. It was like a carpet, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same again. And there's no better feeling than them coming out and that stand being full and fans being back at Boundary Park. So yeah, hopefully we can kick off with a win on the return there, and I'm pretty sure all the lads are buzzing to be back.
And I know it's one of your favourite places around, especially when you've got the touchline conversions and you're turning around and giving some to the opposition fans.
No, yeah, I think as a field, I'm not saying it because I'm playing here. It's probably one of the best that I've played on, in the sense of consistency and the way it reacts underfoot. So I'm looking forward to getting back there. But yeah, I think just being able to step out in front of the fans and knowing what it means to me and what it means to them, it's huge. Hopefully I can pull that shirt on this week.
For any fans, Matty, who've not bought the tickets yet and they're thinking, what shall I do Sunday? The weather's nice. What do you say to them to make sure they come along?
Yeah, it's good. Like you say, the weather's going to be. I think think it's going to be pretty hot. So
Yeah,
no,
get
it's
your sun cream slapped on that head, son.
I'll need it. No, it promises to be a fantastic game, like always. We're wanting to obviously continue our form, and I'm sure Sheffield are wanting to pick up a win. So it promises to be a good game, and yeah, if you haven't got your tickets, purchase them now, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
PR man as well as an excellent hooker. Thank you, gentlemen. We're looking forward to seeing you back in that Oldham shirt very soon indeed. Thanks for watching The Boundary Line. We really need your support, not just Sunday, but for the remainder of the season, home and away. Don't forget, if you're buying away tickets as well, please do it directly through us, because it helps us as a club financially. But certainly for the next 4 home games, make sure you are with us at Boundary Park. Every single one of you. Bring a mate, bring a relative. We need you behind us. We're on for something special with this set of exciting players, and the playoffs very much within our reach, starting this Sunday at home to Sheffield Eagles.